All right, so I want to talk a little bit about mount escapes today. The last two Fix It Fridays were on mount escapes, and we were talking about the idea of getting into a defensive posture and protecting yourself in the mount. More importantly, the two big mistakes that we cleared were, one, not pushing into your partner's rib cage, and also two, not trying to reach out for the arm here. Okay, remember, in order to attack, you really need to have your elbows up or your elbows across the center line, all right? So theoretically, if I have my body in a defensive posture here, it's gonna be very difficult for Cameron to start attacking me in this position, okay? So if he tries to isolate my arms, it's gonna be hard. If he tries to choke, it's also gonna be hard. It's also gonna be hard because of the direction of my body here. Now, there is one more thing at play. Some of you guys might be looking at this position and thinking to yourself, oh crap, he's about to get choked out, right? Cameron, how comfortable do you feel trying to choke me out right now?
No.
Not very comfortable, okay? The reason why Cameron's not comfortable is because of the position of my body, all right? I have my frame heavy against his hips, so I'm giving downward pressure here. Even if he does try to attack, he has no balance or no base, and it's easy for me to start attacking my escapes here, okay? So there's a big component to be able to defend yourself, right? So even if I get positioned, somebody asked in a comment recently about the Ezekiel choke, okay? So even in a comment, if Cameron starts to set up this Ezekiel choke, he goes underneath, he grabs his sleeve, he starts reaching in and he chokes me out here, okay? That can be problematic. The comment mentioned, well, if somebody's Ezekiel choking you or somebody's choking you, wouldn't you have to bring your arms up, okay? So this is obviously a challenge for a lot of people. He starts choking me, what do? I bring my arms up, now my arms are exposed, okay? He starts to go for the Ezekiel. Now what do? I get my arms up like this. Yep, I start to pay attention to that choke, and now my elbows are up and they're exposed, okay? Another big mistake beginners make is not understanding how to off-balance somebody in the top position. So now I can tell Cameron, look, go ahead and choke me, okay? So my hands are down, go. Go, choke. So I'm able to escape. Go, choke. Able to escape again. Now with the Ezekiel, my arms are never going to come up. Go. And there's my escape. Okay. So what am I doing? So what I'm doing here is I'm getting into a defensive posture. Every time Cameron is trying to attack me, I'm getting him off balance. So you can actually see, once I have my frame on his hip, I'm putting enough pressure and getting him off balance enough that he has to come up on his hips, all right? So I don't want to mess with this. Once I mess with this, he's going to be able to come right back down on me, okay? Now this defensive posture here is an idea I got from Britt Mickelson. Okay? Where you just get into this position here, one foot on the ground, leg extended, your body's gonna be more or less at a 45-degree angle, ear to your shoulder here. Okay, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this position. If he starts flattening me out to try to choke me, I use this back leg to off balance and get back to this position. Now from here I have some elbow escapes. Oftentimes what will happen too, the hips will come up, which will give you space to get your legs in. But the goal here is anytime he tries to attack, my elbows come in and I'm trying to maintain this position. Arm comes across my neck, that means the pressure comes forward on my body. That means there's no pressure on my hips. Okay? So again, if I get my elbows in and he starts attacking me, I'm able to escape pretty easy. Okay? So I don't really care too much. If he gets the arm across and tries to go into a collar choke, his weight's forward, his weight's forward and makes his hip light. So now, me as a black belt against my student as a white belt, I'm gonna have him just get to that position where he's pressing my hips down elbows in, okay? So I'm gonna give him a couple of attacks. First, I'm gonna go collar choke. I'm gonna try to finish the collar choke, and I'm gonna be stubborn about it. I'm not gonna react to this. I'm just gonna try to finish the collar choke as he's trying to escape here. Go. All right, perfect. Now, I'm gonna ask him to do the same thing, except this time, he's gonna reach up to my hand and address it, okay? So now here, when he feels the collar, he's gonna address the hand, and we're gonna work from here. Go. Much easier, all right? He's not gonna address it now. Hand on my hip, go. So I don't like this. I have to flatten him back out here, okay? So then you might be asking, oh, nice crossface, okay? So again, this is an important concept you have to learn. If my weight is forward, it's not backward. So even if I get a crossface here, if he doubles down on that elbow escape, it's more or less easy because if I put more pressure on his head, I'm not putting enough pressure on his hips, okay? What about the Ezekiel choke? So big mistake here. Look, if your partner already has this latched on, good luck. It's gonna be difficult to get out here, okay? The trick is catching the off balancing before I'm able to lock up my cuff grip here, all right? So if I'm here, even here, if he's able to hip escape, it'll be a little more difficult for me to actually attack this Ezekiel choke. But even better, if he can find this position here with both arms, look here, and I try to attack the Ezekiel choke. Now it's difficult. Now I have to transition into another position. So for me as somebody who's experienced and I get somebody framing away against my hips, I'm always gonna try to find an underhook, or I'm gonna try to double down on my chest pressure here and make them turn the opposite direction. Now maybe here I can start attacking the Ezekiel choke or other chokes, but here's where Cameron has to switch his frames and use his legs to off balance me and find that defensive posture again. So find the defensive posture there, right? So now, you gotta guess. So this is the game that we're gonna play, all right? So again, especially with collar chokes, the thing that you always have to keep in mind is how are you off balancing your opponent here? If he's off balanced, he can't attack, okay? If he starts reaching in for a collar, now all of a sudden, this should become a bigger priority than him trying to choke me, because I'm already about to escape here. If he doubles down on a crossface and flattens me out on this side, see, I have to use my hips again to off balance and get to a position, okay? A lot of mistakes people will make is they'll try to pull off the shoulder pressure here, guys, but at the end of the day, when you try to address the shoulder pressure, you start exposing your limbs. Sometimes the best thing to do is stay committed to trying to attack the hips, and I guarantee that your escapes will be a lot better when you can combine the off balancing. Don't panic, don't reach up, and try to maintain, double down on getting your partner off balance, which will make him lose his ability to attack you. So that's all for today. Hope you guys liked, enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, give me a comment, leave a reply below, tag some friends, save a white belt's life, strangle the notification bell, do whatever you gotta do. Help me spread the algorithm, get this stuff to more jiu-jitsu practitioners just like yourself.